It's Wednesday the 11th of September, just after the executive meeting. Simon Wheale, leader of the Lib Dem groups. Can you explain your objections to the way that to the Clean and Green Spaces initiative, please?
I think there's a really glaring hole in the way in which the report was presented, because we've got this great windfall of £14.5 million, but there was no reference whatsoever in the report to how the decisions will be taken and where the ideas will come from to actually spend that money. And we believe that we do have existing structures within the council, cash grants and ward coordination that are ways of engaging local groups in local communities, and we would like to see the whole process blown wide open in a way that would allow communities to be the leaders in driving the ideas in each community about how this money is spent.
And Councillor Nigel Murphy, the exec for the environment, said that the Lib Dems say one thing in the press and the other thing in executive in relation to this matter. What do you think he meant, and what's your response?
I have absolutely no idea what he meant, because everybody has been saying exactly the same thing, which is that the community should drive this process. That's what we would like to see. We have the structures there. This is a bigger sum than normally goes through the cash grants and ward coordination, but this is a real opportunity to engage people, and we think that projects of lasting value will come forward if they're driven by the local community deciding its own priorities, and those will be different from community to community.
A hypothetical question, but if an e-petition was suddenly to appear on Manchester City Council's website calling on the council to hold a public consultation on how the money should be spent, do you think that that's something that the Liberal Democrats would support, and could you speculate on how many Labour councillors might support it?
I can answer for the Lib Dems and say that we would support that. That would be a good mechanism for opening the process up. How many Labour members might support it, I cannot comment on it.
Okay, final controversial question. Assuming that at least some of the Liberal Democrats don't hold on to their seats next year, and
I'm not making any assumptions.
No, and Councillor Wheale wants to make clear that he's not making any assumptions. Hypothetically, what sorts of structures do you think should happen in a local authority that is has an overwhelming preponderance of one party, whether it is Labour, Lib Dem or Conservative, to make sure that those people in that local authority area are not living in a one-party state?
Right. Well, I don't think that Manchester will have a one-party state. We already have a strong representation from one party in the Labour Party, which can vote anything through already. And what we very strongly need in any council like this at the moment is to have strong counterweights which come from the bottom up. So we must make sure that our ward coordination and our cash grant structure, and actually, which we've argued for many times in our budget presentations, is that we should start moving mainstream budgets to the ward level for determination by local ward residents and groups, so that they have an input into that. So we think that there's huge scope for the cleansing budget, for the roads and pavements budget and things like that to be moved to the ward level for local determination, and that is something that Liberal Democrats philosophically have always been committed to and will always be committed to, however the relative balance of the two parties is on the council.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, we just welcome the huge interest of Manchester Climate Monthly in the democratic process and engaging in it, and coming and hearing what the councillors are actually saying, and actually making clear your views as well on the items that are coming up. I know a huge amount of work goes into that. It's hard work ploughing through the papers and the council terminology to get at what's actually going on, but it's a very welcome contribution that's made.
Thank you.